Science to Technology. Hopefully, you guys can actually hear me and see me without any issue. Audio video should be working. I'm waiting for incognito window for confirmation. Uh, Let me look into it. If anybody is there, you can write yes, AV. That will give me confirmation. Yes, I have checked with basically incognito window, and it should be working. It should be working fine. So, so let's get started. Well, the reason why I'm doing this on Friday rather than Saturday is that there is a very good probability I might be traveling on Saturday. So, it's not gonna be easy or practical because again, I will be in a train to do live stream. While we do get 5G now, it's not stable enough for a live stream, so that's not happening. And another thing is this year has been a lot of travel. Like, holy damn, I have traveled so many times, and it's only second month. I've already traveled, I think, one, two, three, three times already, and this is month number three will start tomorrow. So a lot of, and again, I have to travel back again to get my surgery because the what doctor has done this time was basically inject a sort of steroid, so to say, to reduce swelling and to see its impact. And impact was positive. That means we have narrowed down the problem. And now next month we're gonna schedule for surgery, where is actually gonna remove the disc that is causing the bulge. Because again, after like at least for 6 7 months, I would say after 6 7 months I finally felt normal. My leg hamstring was not hurting. It was like very shocking to me, like, because again I thought it was hamstring issue. It's not, it's a nerve pinching. So that confirmed it. At least I'm relaxed in that regard, where it's like, okay, now we know the problem, we have tested the problem. Now we have to figure out the funding for the surgery and all that stuff, because again, holy damn, even the quote unquote cashless audio quality is too much poor, undesirable. Like, why audio quality is not working? Like, I'm not sure. Like, the audio level should be good enough. Hold on, let me listen to this. Uh, yeah, audio is working, my man. It's like, is yeah, I'm not sure. Please check on your end. There is a good chance you might have something off going on your end. Like, it may not be perfect, but it's more than clear enough and audible enough. So, not sure about that. Anyway, yeah, so even if I do basically quote unquote cashless surgery and all that, that also requires up to, like, especially for major surgery, which this will be classified as major, would require like a was 80% of the cost. So I might as well have to have that money. So that's going to be very frustrating. Audio is good, sir. Yeah, I think he might have some. Again, if this is not DJI mic, but audio should not be bad. We do use it for communication. Right now, I'm still waiting for processing of the funds from basically main insurance for the small thing that we did. So I'm not sure. Stock market is down fast, long time now. Yeah, it's been quite shocking. You are audible, but audio can lag raha hai. Again, I'm genuinely confused. Let me reduce it a little bit. So, okay. Now I've reduced the audio level, so it should not be very loud. So I hope that clarifies it for you. I hope. I hope. Okay. I hope this should make it a little bit better. Again. Yeah. So right now that cashless failed. After cashless, I'm trying to do manual thing, and holy damn, like, to give you a context, I keep saying now that humanity will die because of bureaucracy. It's like we have like a freaking paper after paper we have to sign, and here's the deal. In this paper there is one thing to be held by filled by the hospital. Now this is the reason why America's healthcare failed, because again everybody had to use insurance. Now everybody has to use insurance does not want to pay, so they create so much hassle. Now hospitals have to hire staff, because again without this I cannot fulfill this. I have to give this to hospital. They have to have a staff for it who knows what the heck is going on and who I can collect all that. Now their cost of business goes up, and then in America it's so bad that they actually have a doctor who fights with your doctor. So basically, if your doctor says, okay, you have this issue, let's do an MRI. MRI is expensive, so they're like, okay, use your insurance. The insurance agent will literally call, why are you writing MRI? This should be good enough with X-ray. That happens. And again, I'm getting that like vibe here now, that like we cannot have insurance only. If we ever did that, that would be the end of cost effective what you call uh, uh, healthcare, so to say. So that simply means I have to basically make exponentially more money and have enough savings that I should be able to take care of health, because again, I cannot rely on this thing. Like, and again, even if I assume that it works, if I have to pay 80% of the surgery cost on the moment notice, and that's assuming if it works, that still is something very extensive. How are you feeling now, sir? Again, for that 8, 9 hours, I felt extremely good. And no, it was not anesthesia. Anesthesia wore off like quite early, but you have to understand, like that swelling reduction was like very strong for one day. Like it was very, like right now I'm starting to feel discomfort in my hamstring again, but again, at least it was gone. And you have to understand, while the problem is very old from 2018, somewhere in mid 2024, a lot of bad things happened, and that triggered it brutally, so to say. And after that, it's like, I apologize for that. After that, after that, like I was not able to do anything. Then don't know Mason. They don't know Mason. Eh. Okay. Anyway, after that, I needed, like, again, that's why I was not able to work properly for quite some time. Like it was just too much uncomfortable. If I stand, my ankle started to hurt. If I sit down, my hamstring started to hurt. Like again, it was serious enough. Thankfully, I'm feeling psychologically a bit relieved, because at least I know what exactly is the problem, what I have to do to hopefully get it resolved. So I'm feeling a bit more optimistic. So that was the good part about this visit. But again, there's a very good chance the YouTube channel this year would be very impacted, because again, I have way too many travel booked. Another expo could be happening, so lot of traveling this year. Okay, so they don't know me, so I don't know what you're talking about. Hmm. Like half of the detail, if they're asking like how much money the person, like hold on, where was this page? Huh? Yeah, they are asking how much money, one has to fulfill. I'm like, why do you need this paper? Like, who wrote this paper? What's the use of this? When I'm submitting the bill, like actual scanned bill I'm submitting, and you need that signed bill, why the heck you need this? This is literally like somebody created BS, and then other people created more BS, and then it just became BS thing. Like right now, what's happening with USA and Doge, it's a very good reminder for us. It's like, bureaucracy becomes such a, what you call cancer, what you call tumor, that it creates bureaucracy to solve more bureaucracy. It's like, what if we had more bureaucracy to solve this bureaucracy? It's like not even one paper of this was needed. Only because again, they're like, oh, we need to know your address. You have my official, legally verified information. I cannot provide you anything more than that. And again, even if, let's say, physically I'm somewhere else, you still have my default location by law. Otherwise, you will not give me insurance. So you have all the information under the sun. You have governmental verifications, you have governmental things, meaning you have government to take care of. They're like still, it's just frustrating. So I'm still waiting for it to be cleared, because again, they have cleared it. Basically, their doctors have looked into it, so that part is done. Now I'm waiting for final approval. And again, I have to be ready for massive expenditure next month, maybe. So, but again, there is now hope, because again, so far I felt so, what you call, irritated, because again, the pain was not that bad that I was like completely paralyzed. Not it was, nor it was so little that I did not care. It was like such a ugly position. And again, one day you do not care. 6 months you do care. So that was very problematic. I'm still waiting for my health guard individual policy claim number in intimidation 23rd. Checking claim status. Claim received, assigned to processing, decision under final decision 27/2. So today is 28. So from yesterday evening, it's under final decision. So let's say, are you at your brother's home? Yes, I am. They don't know me. Say, hello, mate. Hello to you. So this is like what's going on right now. And again, I do apologize that YouTube will suffer seriously this year, because, but again, there are certain things that are higher priority, like making sure I have a working body, that is higher priority. So whatever happens, I have to deal with it. Ironically, two of my shorts which I released last 2 weeks, they did work. Like both of them worked. So generally my shorts in Hindi channel barely gets like 10,000 20,000 views. If they're good, like 50 60,000. 100K is rare. Both of them cross 300K, so that's a rare thing. So I think for short duration, my channel's metric would be stable. But let's see how things unfold. Now, that being said, a lot of interesting things are happening. And again, I'm starting to understand why people are so, what you call, apprehensive and optimistic about Doge. Because again, bureaucracy, again, experiencing bureaucracy firsthand. Now, imagine this bureaucracy is in a private company. Imagine, you can't even imagine what level of bureaucracy would be there in government. It's like, damn, like fundamentally damn. And again, people say, oh, there is laws and all that. Again, there laws used to be about slavery. It does not make it legal or right. You can just have law about whatever the heck you want to make it. Like that's not. There was some line that was very right. It's like, do not use the legality for your morality. I was like, dang, that's some deep stuff. Because again, technically, Indian government is like, woman can do whatever she wants. She can have outside sex outside of marriage. She can have bring someone else's child, and you still have to take. Again, that's legal, but does not make it it's ethical or like moral. So you have to be very mindful of those things. And it's like fundamentally. And again, so many people are like, oh, how can they do this? It's like, who elected him? It's like, you elected him, literally, you elected him. And like again, how big of a majority he got was like, damn. And that's rare. Only Reagan, I think, was the last president who had that sort of majority. So it's a very big thing that he got. And now people are angry. It's like he's doing exactly what he said. Do you know about Devin Goggin? This dude literally reprograms his gene through sheer hard work. Yeah, I know about that guy. Like his bald guy who's like very hardworking, SEAL level, or I think something like that, maybe. So that's there. And again, I do not think you rewrite your gene. Okay, that's going bit much, bit much, bit much. That's going bit much. Again, I do know of him, but we have to understand. Just finished the series of bureaucracy as the biggest reason for crime to grow. Here, crime bigger. Again, it's worldwide. I don't think it's limited to Bihar or anything like that. It's a worldwide. Like bureaucracy is like we have to be. Again, this is the first time humanity has democracy for this long. So, duh, we do not have too much experience. Like the oldest democracy is what, like USA 275 years or 265, whatever it is. You can write it down, whatever it is. So we are not that experienced with it. And again, if you look at kingship, many kingships era lasted like 600 years, 700 years, empires lasted 1,000 years or something like that. So we do not have enough experience with democracy. So like this is our Mark 1 iteration and it's hideous. But again, if I'm looking at from optimistic point of view, it should be hideous because that means we are learning and improving and we want, hey, we should do it better. So that's there. Uh, is it possible to shorten the bureaucracy? Of course, it is possible. It's just that you have to understand that governmental employees do not have any penalty, so to say, and they'll like that. The moment you add penalty, so all the bureaucracy will be solved. And again, that's what Elon Musk is doing. It's like, what the hell have you been doing for last week? That's all he asked. What the hell are you doing for last week? Because there's like Indian offices, right? They have 1,500 employees for paperwork management. Okay, if 1,500 people are there and only 8 to 10 new papers are coming every day, why the heck you have backlog? Like that should not be theoretically possible to have backlogs, but they have backlog because there is no audit, there is no penalty. You cannot fire governmental employees in any country. So that's the reason why government dies. So that is fundamental, and that's what Elon Musk is trying to break. Again, I think Elon Musk has run out of good ideas. He had four great ideas. First idea was a rocket idea. That was very great idea. Second was second batch, two good ideas in car, two good ideas in a rocket. Other than that, I do not think he has any good ideas. I like he's almost like Nikola Tesla. Once he had like some awesome ideas. After that, the ideas were like not that great. He's stuck there. So I think Trump did a very smart thing. It's like, bro, you are not doing anything awesome now. Come back to basically place where you could do something awesome and then Doge. And be mindful, Doge is created by Obama. So that's why Trump is very smart. Like I think the first 4 year he was learning the chess game. And the 4 year after that he was like preparing his move. This 4 year is going full missiles because in 30 days he has done so many things. And even he's doing so many things. Even if Supreme Court wants to slow him down, he's like, bro, Supreme Court has so much bureaucracy. It's like one legislative order we have to come, we have to read it, and we have to understand it. That it's like, bro, he's firing like 10, what you call 10 executives sort of per day. They can only slow down 2 to 3 per day. So he's like, damn. So, uh, have you ever extracted real-time engine data via OBD2 port on? Yeah, I used to have that what you call a board, a small board that used to display things on my windshield dash. I did that, but removed it after a while. Did that. Because again, my car does not have a RPM gauge, no tachometer, so I installed that. I thought there was like a mathematical data to it, but no, it's a relative data. So you have to calibrate basically what engine model you have, what should be the RPM and all that. So it was very sloppy, which I was shocked. I thought it was digital data, so it had the numbers. It does not have numbers; it have ratios. So it was sloppy. Again, if you have a dedicated controller, I think it can compensate. But again, the dumb controller readout, yeah, readout I had did not have that kind of feature set. I used to the metaphor, but literally hardest is I didn't even that genetically got gifted. Mm. I have questions. Would you like to live in a country like China, which developed a government controls everything, and India will not have developed more initial freedom? Again, I will not live to China because again, you have to understand, China is a dead country. How do I know that? Yeah, there is only one metric. Like, how do I say? Like, how do you know which country is healthy and which country is dead? Simple. Look at the passport. If passports are going outside of it, that means that country is not healthy. If passports are coming in, that country is healthy. If you have to build a border where people are trying to come in, that means you have a good country. And if you have to create a border to so people cannot escape, that means you have a prison. That's the easiest way we're going to describe the current status health. Like what is the health right now? Then what is the like overall, like the quality of life? If people are having children or not. If people are not having children, your country is dead. Like you can have like, oh, I have like skyscrapers, I have this, and that does not mean anything. If you are not having children, that means your country has lost faith, hope, everything that actually matters. Because here's the deal, we can survive on poverty, we cannot survive without children. You can have like, I have $1 billion, no kids, does not matter. Poof, after like 60 years you will be poofed, 70 years you will be poofed. So that's one of those things. And again, China has like literally brute forced it. So China, again, think in this way, the best way to understand China is, now China gambled its future for its present. So it's not a very, what you call, again, people, nobody has issues with the people, the people issue is with CCP. So that's the whole thing. So then states protest against delimitization. Delimit now the value of now the no, I do not know what how to identify unfair advantages in life. See, people do not have fair or unfair. Life is life. It's like in Hindi, I keep saying this thing. Everybody is like band sabki baji hai, bas gana laga. It's like everybody is going through trouble, but their songs are different. So nobody has like, oh, advantage or disadvantage. There are more than enough people who are born with silver spoon and they destroy their life, and there are people who are born with nothing and they have successfully succeeded in life. And again, there are many children who have silver spoon and they actually made silver spoon into golden spoon. So there are a lot of dynamic in life. Do not insult life by like, oh, you have unfair advantage. Like even if you have that, like this is one that songwriter of Mr. What you call Mr. International. He had a song, the song was Mr. International, and I think there was he was talking about like somebody he told to me, some relative, oh man, you are so lucky and all that, and he said, you know, the funny part about this is that the harder I work, the luckier I get, and that's the factual reality of it. That's the absolute fact. Basically, could I be lucky individual if I'm investing in stock? Absolutely. Does that mean my money will be amplified much quicker compared to anyone else? Absolutely. But here's the what would that happen if I did not take the risk? The answer is zero. So luck is a multiplier. And you can have bad luck. That's life. You can have bad luck, but here's it. You have to try. So it's one of those things like take your losses as in like bad luck and work like it does not matter. It's one of those things. Hmm. What's your name in the Delhi Expo 75 kilowatt hour battery in the same water? No, no, that is under construction and that's called quantum capacitor. Again, way too far out right now. It's very, very, very early stage. So that's a very early stage. My friends of one mentor gave me a brutal black pill. Said my intelligence is genetic, therefore I cannot create something or innovate something even if I want. Hey, that's not how it works, man. Okay. So my hair is also starting for so what should I do? Again, I'm the wrong person because again, I do not care. And I know I can get them back if I become rich, so I do not have to worry about it. Okay. Do you like the live in isolation? I would thrive in isolation, but isolation is a luxury, especially in India. It's you cannot thrive in isolation. Human psychology does not allow that. So you think that it's one of those things that if you are not experienced, you think that, but it's not that. Would you also be term limit on chief minister because our state population is even higher? Term limit and population has no relation to it. Basically, you want penalty for government. That's the only thing. If the government messed it up, they have to lose. Like they have to lose something. You cannot just like lol. So right now, that's the biggest limitation. And again, maybe let's just say, knock on wood, what Trump and Elon Musk is trying to do to basically reduce bloat. If they can successfully do something, maybe other countries can learn from it. Again, one can hope. So that's there. Just imagine when I was the food and so I would love to do that. Yeah, everybody thinks that. That's fundamentally means you are a very childish person or ludicrously sociopathic. But again, trust me, the biggest punishment humans have created is isolation ward. Trust me, nobody can survive it. Not even hardened criminals can survive it. It's one of those things that you think, oh, I'm strong, I can like in isolation. No, you won't. Little bit, again, you could be like tired, you could be burnt out, you could be frustrated. So you could enjoy 1 month or 2 month of a retreat, so to say. But permanently there, yeah, then it will backfire. So it's there. You're right. Currently, email viral where Chinese companies forced employees to marry. No, no, no. That was just somebody had the idea, somebody proposed the idea, and then they retracted it when they saw the hatred about it. That's too hateful. Like, hold on, let me just. Yeah, that was too stupid. Again, CCP is stupid, but not that stupid. That was like that. They went too far, too far. How to ahead of others sit as you how to be ahead of others and sit as you say sit. Eh? What are you on about? What are you going on about? De-emulation meaning resolution of seats. Okay, okay, okay. According to population, otherwise just for I do not care, man. What is the upper limit of human age as we know now? I do not know. Most likely 120. Name of the sir who built that quantum capacitor. Rajendra Sharma, Rajendra Kumar Sharma. Can't hurt me. Read this book again when I'll get time and I'm interested. I will read it. Right now I'm already on my seventh book, so right now my schedule is booked. My book schedule is booked because I have three books that I have not finished. One I'm slowly going through. So. I'm sorted for quite some time. But again, this year would be lot of traveling could happen. And again, already I'm on February, already have traveled more than 3 times. So that's there. So clarification and personally, what are you doing? Presently, I'm doing YouTube and I'm bloody fed up with this question. I'm not gonna answer that. So there is that. Yeah. Oh, another aspect is I do not know whether Trump is playing 5D chess or not. Think in this way. India has this experience, very good experience, top quality experience, is that India bought GPS from US government. And again, this is early days. That time GPS was not open. And military grade, you still have to buy. It's not something that you have a receiver, it will work. You have to buy military grade. Low grade is available. Well, military grade basically you need for fighter jet and can have very high refresh rate that requires military payments. India did that for getting the basically Indian Air Force. This is during Kargil War, and during Kargil War, because again both parties at that time in history had nuclear weapons. America was like they considered basically they wanted to tamp out basically control things, and they were like okay. They shut down India's GPS access, and all Indian aeroplanes got grounded. And again, you see that in the movie Border. They said no, they cannot fly at night. They could have flown at night if they had GPS. They did not have GPS, so they had to fly by visual, as they say. So they got stuck and they went to Pakistan. It's like, okay, either you stop behaving and we're gonna like, if you do not behave, we're gonna open their GPS. And it's like, I'm shutting your GPS so you calm down. So again, they acted as a mediator. But again, that was a very good bitch slap for India. And India got this bitch slap and it's like, boom. 5 minutes later, Navik Constellation got his green light. Full money, all the money, all the technology you needed, Navik starts getting it. So that's what's happening right now with NATO. And I think Trump was like very clear about this in 2016 also. He was like, bro, you guys are not paying your share. You have to sort it out. You are way too spoiled where it's like, okay, only USA have to do everything. It's like way too spoiled. And again, he kind of proven correct with this, this system of what you call what was talking about? Yeah, this Ukraine war because again, USA is giving 50 tanks, others are giving 5 tanks. It's like, dude, you should have at least again they are connected to you by land. You have more than enough, but it's just like oh, blah, 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 they're doing that. So it and again, if Trump like and now every European we have to seek independence from USA for our safety. He was saying that in 2016. There is video of it. He's screaming about it. He's yelling about it. And only now it's like, okay, he actually did it. It's like, damn, he actually did what he was saying. I was like, damn. So again, this could be a very good thing for Europe where they're like, okay, okay, we have to actually grow up and actually do things because that's why you have to understand life is not about bitch slap. It's how you recover from bitch slaps. And most of the time, bitch slap can make you something far more deadlier. So that's there. Uh, yeah. Do you know about epigenetics? No. Why people don't care about legacy, far meaningless, become hedonistic, like who cares? Again, if everything is a lie, then Here's the faith is requires rewards. This is one thing you have to understand. You can have, oh, you have faith. Again, if your faith is being not rewarded and being hurt for, like let's say a man, right? Let's say a dumb man in India, he has faith on his wife, but his wife brings someone else's child and banging someone else. At that point, his faith was not rewarded. He was hurt because of that faith. He will say, okay, yeah, fit. And again, I can't blame him. And again, if that's why we build rules. Rules are there to safeguard good people. If your rules backfire and it's like, okay, we're gonna F good people because of the rules, yeah, don't be shocked when people are like, this is their people's coping mechanism. You can keep talking all day long, masturbate all day long, where it's like it's God and this. God will die. Like gods die. It has died thousands of time ago, and they will die in the future also. And I do not even think modern gods will be created once this last crop, last vintage of gods will die. So it's like if there's a saying, bad people do not suffer enough consequences for their bad days, but good people suffer far more for being good. So if you have that kind of civilization, you effed, you did, because you are inverting genetic rewards. And again, nature has only one rule, one absolute rule. It's called might is right. We worked very hard to suppress that. But again, if you keep destroying the faith of a civilization, what Louis Rothman calls corrosive. Basically, if you become corrosive to it, you destroy it. And once you destroy it, you don't complain. It's like, oh, why nobody cares about anything? It's like you destroyed it. It's like at that point you have to understand. You have to destroy it. How some people manage their life, and sometime again, once you lose faith, it's like legacy does not matter. It's like you're like, I'm gonna write law that if a father makes so much money, he cannot transfer his wealth to his kid. He will be like, okay, yeah, fit. Like there are laws like that. Like you have to understand there is only a limit amount of things you can do. But if you start to nanny everybody, people will destroy it. It's like inherently. Do you work out? No. Your thoughts on Microsoft Major? No, I do not. I did not have enough times to look through this. I'm resting basically. Ironically, that's what I'm doing for this last week. I'm resting, trying to make sure that my leg does not get triggered because again, I have to wait for 2 3 weeks after going here. Then I have to come back and then book for the surgery and all that. So I have to subjected to the same law and the man are suffering. Don't you think? Again, they are smart. We are dumb. They will survive. We will not. As simple as that. It's like life is very what you call simple. You can have discussion and this and that and all that does not matter. Does not matter. Like the might is right. They have the might. We do not. We die. The end. It's like how a Japanese emperor, they had like so many rules, like you cannot cross the emperor's shadow. And that's why America insulted them. Like, come, freaking come here, come and sign in our boat. Uh, so human civilization never recover FTR as you think. I do not know what you're. It's electrical engineer system. Again, Ravi, no, like I will not. I have answered that question way too many times, and it's irritating to me if people keep asking me again and again. So human civilization never recover. Okay, I don't know what that's talking about. I accidentally, because again I was using my mobile phone as a webcam, backfired. I did not, replied. Total fertility rate. Again, 150 countries will go away, but after that, the countries that are not stupid, they will survive. And again, I do not know whether technology will survive or not. Again, it's a thought exercise, but there is no, like, I do not have stake in the game, so to say. Right now, the stake I have is Nifty 50, and which is tanking. So I have to have patience, and I have to just keep adding, dumping money into it. It has like almost destroyed the last 6 months of growth, which is like very brutal. Yeah, I have lost weight, a lot of weight. I've stopped eating sweets, so I think lack of concentrated sugar is having that impact on me. Maybe again, inherently, uh, like what will happen in the future, what will happen to this country, and all that is like again, I'm going to the court, so I'm not like, oh, you are saying because you are watching videos and all that. No, I'm going there, like actually experiencing it. What I'm experiencing, if tomorrow somebody says India will be poofed, I'm like, it was never alive. Like I will go protect for subject same marriage laws because I can see how Muslim women are suffering without the help of the law for my getting some moral superiority to my cause. Don't worry, the government is trying to bring you see, harassment from different communities as well. Also, they will generate extra more revenues opportunities for lawyers. Again, it could be very short term. And again, you have to understand, not every man is weak man. Some men are very strong men. They will be like, "Oh, you're gonna go to court." Poof, has happened. So, and again, only a few thousand men have to do that. Where it's like, okay, they will not try, even if you have the law. So, it's basically death of the weakness. Basically, this is what natural selection looks like. Like it's not something advanced, complicated. It's natural selection. You're dumb, you're dead. Nothing more than that. Uh, every country looks like that to every citizen. Trust me, every country looks like that to every citizen. That's why I keep saying everybody is in like a situation that is not pleasant, but they're how they're dealing with it that describes whether they are successful or not. Yes, you could be born in a country that is really, really bad, but what does that mean? That simply means their ancestors were far more stupid. Like this is one thing you have where you think it will be short term if it becomes a law. Again, time will tell. It could be short term, and that's what I'm saying. It could be short term. Again, because I could see how they would like flat out brutalate that. So I could see 10 ways of compensating for that, so that's not an issue. Uh, should we be aggressive survive in the better world? Again, not my concern. Not my concern. We are dumb, nature is removing us, and again, that happened in 1984. It's not my concern anymore. It's not my concern. In today's world, why there's sources of learning from other than education? What are the you have so many sources, you have books, you have basically you can learn almost everything in internet right now. You just have to have patience for it. Like everybody's like, well, where how can I learn so much about motors? And they're like, what is your engineering? I do not have engineering degree. Like everything about motor video that I made, like people are like, oh, so in depth and all that. All of that is from Monroe Live and what was that? Viewer Auto channel that I keep talking about. That they have such a good teardown. A professor does a teardown and actually shows how things are. You can learn so much, but if you are busy doom scrolling, that's your fault. In internet, you have more than enough, almost infinite source of knowledge, and I mean so in depth. Like I'll give you a reality check of it. How in depth knowledge is available. Monroe Life, that company makes money by selling basically breakdown, basically reverse engineered data of manufacturing. So basically, they will buy Tesla and they will tear down, and that tear down data they were willing to sell to whichever company that like for millions of dollars. So they will buy BMW i3 and then they're gonna do a tear down and they're gonna sell that data for millions of dollars. Now, question would be like, why would like somebody pay for that? Well, it's easier because again, they are engineering company with engineering firms and they figure out who is the OEM, figure out what processes they are using. So they are using their experience doing the work, and you're just paying one time and getting all the work. So they're doing, and again, they're saying the most advanced thing that they have seen so far in electric vehicle space is Tesla's Octovalve. Basically, it's a mechanism that allows them to handle every temperature range without any heaters, and which is a big thing because again, USA does get cold, and they have a mode how it works at minus 10 degrees Celsius, and it's like how they are doing it. Again, they have one method where they like once you leave the cabin, the cabin's heat will be collected, dumped into battery box as a thermal energy storage, and then they're gonna use it at the evening when you start it again. I'm like, that requires so much valving. That octovalve is a very complex piece, and they're like, you can buy our like for OEMs we provide our research data on octovalve. And then I looked typed octovalve YouTube 1%. This is the octovalve patent. This is how it does it. This is the like 9 port. One port is disabled, another person. This is the octovalve. This is how I overlay the patent on it. I'm like, every detail is available. So you have to be that person who is like willing to study. You can learn everything under the sun right now. Everything under the sun, including nuclear fission and fusion. Everything. And I mean mathematical, scientific data is available. You just have to learn it. Hmm. To do it in a good way in life. How to be dynamic in a good way. Yeah. Two way. Uh, no way. Internet is reducing memory in humans like clothes reducing fur in. No, no. TikTok is doing that, and again, you are allowing it to. Like, for example, I was also suffering from that too much, like doom scrolling and all that. But again, what did I do? I started to read books. Again, you have control. It's not like, oh, internet is doing it. Again, you allow it. Yeah, there could be something to be said about children who are exposed to internet when they are very young and they never develop the basically imagination to compensate for, like boredom and all that. Like how we were child and we did not had anything to entertain, so we developed imagination. I could see that, but again, even if that is true, it is true, you have to solve around it. So the solution is you have to work on yourself, fix it. So, and again, you even in this, you will find so many amazing videos about people who are like, okay, I started to field note, basically a pocket notebook. People are buying that and starting writing down, and you're like, okay, now my brain works. I do not doom scroll. So many things I've solved, and they're like, okay, this is the step I did. This is how I improved it. This is what did not work. This is what I did to fix it. So much is there. It's like basically people do not want to take responsibility. They want to be a victim. And again, the current book I'm reading is showing about that, why people think being victim is so powerful. And again, short term it's powerful, but in long term penalties that you did. So is there? Hmm. Yeah, points and fertility at the same time. Yeah. Uh, I think about that. Internet, so, bro, look at what happened in Afghan where you're supposed to pull out and irrelevant. What do you think about it? Again, I don't know. I like USA freedom thing. Afghanistan is facing soft fertility crisis. Again, Afghanistan will rebound. Do not worry about that. They have things that will make sure that it rebounds. So don't worry about that. And all that. Ultra rich person said a job to make fool others and stop being fooled from others and so called to be so-called successful. Yeah, technically true. Technically, absolutely true. I cannot tell you how many engineers I have talked with who are like, hydrogen is the future. I'm like, bro, this is 1930s ancient rejected technology, not future technology. But again, think this well. Let's say I'm making an engine and people are like, I want in hydrogen. I'm like, will you pay for this? Yes, take it and go. I do not care. Like, you will destroy the country if you do this. I do not care. I'm like, okay, give me money. You go destroy your country. I saw a person who have own EV startup then talked about series hybrid. As they said, the battery required for extra C rating and series hybrid is very costly. Is it true? Or big battery or costly? No. That means they have a wrong chemistry selection. Basically, it could be true as in like the supplier they have or the battery box they have that is not rated for it. That could be true, but it's not a technology limitation. It's more of like we did not buy the right battery. Again, you can even see that in pardon me, Tesla, Nikola Motors. Yeah, sorry. Keep getting forgetting about that. Tesla is Elon Musk. Edison Motors. So yeah, sorry. Edison Motors. Yeah, that truck guy, that series hybrid. They have flat out talk about once they actually had the battery box when they did regen, it tripped the BMS circuit. Because if the generator was running, again, that was an issue with BMS and the battery chemistry. You have to select the right chemistry to do that. Basically, instead of capacity, you have to have higher power rating. Basically, kilowatt rating has to be higher rather than kilowatt hour. And again, you have to tailor made the technology for it. You can't just like, oh, what if I don't do any work and just add something to it? Yeah, it's not gonna work like that. Duh. Duh. So, you think female literacy is inversely proportional for it? Time will tell. Again, these things, again, if once something becomes too political now, you do not answer it. You just let it go. It's like time will tell. Because here's the who is the final? Again, that's why I keep saying, like, you can say, oh, this country is awesome, like Japan is awesome. No, it's not. Not only they lost it, the things they wanted to do and things they did manage to do to other countries, they were like, you think he was bad? That guy was like, whoa. Whoa. And again, they wanted to have India under control. So I'm like, no, sir, you're not good. And again, how do I know their culture is not good? Again, nobody's having babies. If you are dying that quickly, you're not good. Like, people do not have hope. People do not have faith. And you're like, oh, we're so good. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's just blah, 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 blah. So it's one of those things. Most important thing with genius is smart is curiosity. Maybe. What is what you want to give to about investing your college time in some specific field for earning and learning? See, if you are in college, do college properly. Basically, learn how to build habits, learn how to be good with your time, learn how to waste little time, learn how to be not anxious. Because again, right now you are in a position where your family is taking care of your expenses, and then you will be sent into the real world. So before you go into real world, train for the real world. Basically, how do you manage your emotional state? How do you make sure you do not get overwhelmed? How do you basically build a habit from that point where it's like, okay, I have the problem, how I'm gonna solve it. Do not get stuck. Once you have that, that will allow you to handle real world far more effectively. College internship. Dude, I never went to college, so I cannot tell you. I did not went to college, sir. Workshop during college internship and all that. People will be there. Again, you have to understand this is what real world management is. That's why many people who are not very talented, but they still get a lot of salary because they're good with people. And you cannot complain about that afterwards. So it's like, oh, why he's getting so much salary and like he's not even that good. Again, it's about people. 99% of the payment that money goes from A to B is always about people. Understand that people are the currency. If you are successfully able to work with people, successfully make people do work for you, you're gonna be sorted. You're gonna be sorted. Which book you're reading? The He is pointing that high C rating battery cost is high. Again, if he wants the same kilowatt hour and also very high C rating, and there is a see, that's a vague data. Who is his supplier? I do not have enough data for that. And again, that could be wrong data. Wrong data as in like he already has a supplier who already ordered for it, and then it's like, yeah, now we have to change the chemistry, it will be expensive. Duh. If compared to a large battery, no. Again, wrong chemistry selection. That whole discussion is about wrong chemistry selection. You can just, oh, it's going to be expensive. It's like, yeah, doing work is expensive. Duh. Fundamentally, like you have to understand, we have different chemistry for different applications. And if you're like, okay, what if I keep nickel metal, nickel, manganese, cobalt chemistry and get the same benefits as lithium iron phosphate? You won't. You have to choose one or the other. And again, you could have a scenario where the companies that you know, company that are supplying you, let's say you have very good deal with Panasonic. Panasonic does not make the chemistry that you're looking for. You have to go to LG. Yeah, it will be expensive for you because again, you have to redo your supply chain. Today I joined very late. That's not an issue. You can rewind it. You can rewind and watch it at 2x and you will catch up. You still have enough time. How to be good with people and people skill, please tell us some tips. And yeah, wrong question. I'm not the right person for that. There are certain things that you cannot be taught. Like you can teach every kid how to sing, but you cannot teach them how to write a song. Right. And again, even if you teach, like let's say you try it with 10,000 kids, only one or two of them will have any song that will have any sort of resonance and that will become like actual song and they will become successful singer. So it's one of those things. You are atheist, so what faith you rely on? I don't. I don't. Faith, again, inherently faith, there is no God faith. That was fake. The faith that people have is on other people. Like, that's why we say God-fearing people. It's like, you have faith that they are also have faith on God. And again, you create God as a third-party entity, so it cannot be corrupted. And you hope that that front person will be like, behave what you call admirably. They're gonna be honorable. Like that's why we created the concept of heaven and hell. Because again, even if this mortal realm can be corrupted, you create a higher stick and carrot scenario where they're like, okay, no, people should be good. But again, that was false, basically delusion, for lack of a better term. And again, it fell apart the moment we had cameras. So again, people faith had to be rewarded, and that's why we built a law system. And again, even in if you look into basically religion, that's why religion has concept of hell. From EV to smart grid even controller now being replaced with AI machine learn based controller. Yeah, people are putting machine learning on everything, including refrigerators, so it does not make any difference. Can Trump change divorce law in some sort of red state, revise the birth rate collapse? No. So which code you are reading right now? I already said The Courage to be Disliked. That's the book name. Also, Donald Trump asking rare earth mineral from Ukraine. Again, he's doing what is good for his country. It's like almost people forgot that he is a president of USA, not the whole world. And again, if EU, if basically NATO actually wanted to take care of this Russian problem, they could have done that. But they're like, okay, we're only gonna give little bit by little bit. It's like, why? They are literally next door. And again, you are the countries that were enslaved by Soviet Union. You have actual experience what happens to you. And he's like, okay, we're just gonna give a little bit. No, give everything. Why are you expecting somebody who's literally or on the other side of the pond to do anything? It's it could be a very good what you call bitch slap moment. Again, they could learn from this, they could grow from this, or they could waste this opportunity. It would be interesting to see. I think the one interesting thing that I'm seeing, Trump is deregulating crypto, and I think that is a very quick way of destroying crypto because, and you can see that crypto in last 30 days have lost $1 trillion of evaluation. And I did not understand it first until someone explained it. It's like the only reason people invest in something, people are comfortable investing in something risky, but they're not comfortable investing in scam. I'm like, what's the difference? Well, scam will never work and risk could work. Meaning, if you try 500 risky schemes, one will work. If you try 500 scams, you will lose money 500 times. And again, crypto has way too much scam, way too much. Like the word crypto itself equals scam at this point in time. So countries started to regulate. The moment they started to regulate, more and more heavy investors started dumping because now there was some repercussion, there was some cases and all that. If Trump deregulates it, boom, there is no trust, there is no faith, and all the big investors they will start to back out. Only at that point in time, only criminals will have to keep it honest. But here's the problem: if people are not willing to buy the crypto from it will become like the you seen the movie John Wick, where that gold coin was that like it's just a coin. It's something like that has to. Bitcoin will become, because again, if people are not buying it because it's so deregulated, so untrusted, and government starts banning it or like just deregulate. It's like, bro, you touch cryptocurrency is completely on you. All the money you lost is completely on you, which Trump did. Like that Trump coin, Melania coin, like his wife coin, and like even his son had a coin, I think, at one point, whatever have you. So that is a very quick way of like destroying crypto. And I think he may be playing 5D chess, where it's like, okay, I want to make sure crypto is removed because again, crypto is much bigger threat to America than Brexit, not Brexit, this BRICS. So he may be playing 5D chess and dude is smart. So what is the like how to develop not caring attitude? Wrong question. Trump should change divorce law and party literally to majority of many states. Again, he won't. He won't. No, but see, you have to understand, once you believe in a lie long enough, it's one of the scary line in, I do not know which religion or which book has this line. It's like, the problem with lies, if you lie long enough, you start to believe in it. Everybody believes in this victim mentality. Women are victim, women are victim, women are victim. So now you cannot change it. So the only cure at this point in time is nature. Nature is like, so. He was saying Russia is weak and now there's a powerful, all the Europeans are begging for security. That statement is so stupid, it's stupid beyond belief. If you are powerful, it would have been a 3 day operation, which he was expecting. 1 week, 2 week, done. Which happened. Again, look at what Israel basically, this has to happen. Iran, Iraq war. Look into Iraq war, how long that took. And Iraq was rated fourth, and USA had to go across the pond and then did. If the war is going on for 3 years, which again 3 years is over now, that means that Russia is not strong enough. And the blood that they are spilling, they do not have enough blood. You have to understand, this is not a World War II where women's birth rate is around 5 and 6. They cannot replace it. And again, you can look at that from 1990, they have constant decline. And again, now they're like, okay, have 8 children, we give you money. That's how bad it is. And here's the male and female population should be completely invert of each other, basically like a pyramid that's completely balanced on left and right. Left side would be men's side, or right side would be women's side. Now, if you overlap it, Russia is the only country that I've seen which all age groups have a male deficit of 2 to 3%. Why? Again, they kept doing wars. Afghan war was bad enough. After that, Chechenian war was 8 year, which again really bad. They bleed too many men, and this one is 10 times worse than that. Which again, even if they have lost only 100,000 men before they had children, you're not going to recover from that. And again, there is a good chance that number is much higher. And all the brain drain that has happened, that's also what. Now, do they have nukes? Absolutely. Are those nukes problem? Undeniably. Is NATO in danger? Yes and no. Yes, they are in danger if they are lazy and spoiled. Of course, they are in danger. Again, same danger as Russia. Basically, Russia, if the Russia was not as corrupt as it was, this would have been 1 month thing. People would have forgotten about Ukraine by now. But again, because of their corruption, Ukraine basically, again, Ukraine was also corrupt. That's why they lost in 2014. They lost that Crimea, I think that's what it's called, that island, bottom island, and they learned from it. It's almost like India's all majority of India's corruption would be gone if Pakistan just takes away whole Kashmir. We'll like fix ourselves 5 minutes later. So that happened to Ukraine, and Ukraine fixed it, and NATO helped them in training, and that training allowed them to survive for 1 month. After that, instead of like, evacuating, they're like, okay, instead of fighting guerrilla warfare, they're like, okay, full warfare, full warfare. And again, whittle by whittle, you may be like, okay, they're gaining kilometers. Yeah, at what cost? Their population, like the amount of blood bodies that are confirmed kill from both sides is so much. India will suffer if that much blood loss happened. Russia is dead. That happened. Past tense. Again, things are slow. Like we're like, oh, 5 minutes. I want answer in 5 minutes. It's not a stock market. It takes 30 years. So 1990, they installed the poison. They made it weak. The corruption again happened slowly over time. They made them weak. Now they are like first time we were like, whoa, Russia is gonna take over. It's like, yeah, 3 years. I'm still waiting. It's not strong. And yeah, nukes can be a very what you call uh, what is this word? Last Hail Mary approach? Yeah, that could be. Oh, again, another was hypersonic, hypersonic. Russia is hypersonic. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, Zelensky is still alive, man. Even what was that guy? Uh, that dictator of Iraq. What was his name? I forgot. What was his name? Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein did not last it this long. It's like, what the hell, bro? Uh, how not to get biased? Start trusting mathematics. Again, zoom out. Uh, so no, sir, you don't understand. Everybody says that. See, anytime I say something that people don't agree with, oh, you don't understand it. I do not have to worry about it. I just say that's why I keep saying, nah, zoom out, put it on mathematics. If I said flat out, I was in Delhi. This is 3 years ago. I made a live stream. I'm in a hotel room. I said that Russia bled. And you cannot have that. You cannot have people will stop believing in it if you bleed. And that again, proving true. You can do, oh, you don't understand, you don't understand, you don't understand. 3 years. 3 years. That's all I have to say. Even if they win in fourth year, still would be the same. You don't understand population, my boy. You don't understand population. A country that starts to say, hey, please have 8 babies so we can have enough people to poof. Yeah. That's again, I'm not saying it. Putin is saying it. Uh, you saw the stock market massive wanted last session with the investing market position. Do you think we should start from April onwards? Yeah, I think right now is the best time. Again, see, the same thing happened with pandemic. Same thing happened with 2008 market crash. Same thing happened with dot-com bubble. People who are buying in those sort of things, and I don't think this is that bad because again, let me look into my coin app. Your boy is serious. Coin app. I have coin app. Let me look into coin app. Uh, uh, Yeah, if I look at 1 year graph of Nifty 50, I would say the value that has fallen is it's a very poor UI element. Yeah, I would say it was 222 in 3 June 2024. Right now it's almost 220, kind of that kind of system. Black playing 8 lakh to women to give birth. Population pyramids to be accurate. Russia paying 8 lakh women to give birth. Yeah, that's the point. If government is paying you, again, they have lost. It's the same thing. That's why again, every what you call demographic expert flat out told when CCP introduced one child policy, you will die. And again, I have to give credit where credit is due. More than enough people in India had understanding of mathematics. That's why we had hum do hamare do. We did not did one child policy. And again, China is like, oh, China survived, and now they're like, why we have to shut down all our LKG, UKGs because we do not have children. It's like, oh, it's like you dig your grave and you jumped into it and you did. It's like, oh my God. It's like you should have taught in school that replacement rate is 2.1. But again, uh, all European countries are facing birth. Yeah, but they are not at war. They are not losing 100,000 people. Saddam Hussein, yeah, Saddam Hussein. Uh, there is a difference between bombarding and full-scale capture. You can keep describing it however you want to describe. And again, there is no difference. The Ukraine people will shoot you if you say that. Oh, they're just trying to capture. It's like, bro, same thing. The areas that have been bombarded, it's like same, done, gone, dead, deleted. You can look into Google Map now. It's like I'm trying to calculate BFC using OBD data BFC graph of different car parameters like air fuel in ratio and engine torque can be estimated. I doubt it. I doubt it. Unless you have a very good dyno, I genuinely doubt it. You cannot do. And I'm using real photo just now because of you. Good luck. Population pyramid to be accurate. Okay. What's your thoughts on Google making Android a desktop level OS, Linux, terminal, other things? Yeah, it's a wise move. It's a wise move. Again, I'm genuinely shocked how stupid Samsung is. Like they have such a advanced, you know, Google Deck, not Google Deck, like Dex, desktop experience. If they actually have polished it properly, sat down and polished, they would have destroyed Apple. Because again, to make Dex better, you have to make sure that UI scales better. UI is there. Problem is UI is made for mobile, right? So it's made for your thumb interacting with things. But when you put it into monitor, you have to even if it's a touchscreen monitor, it has to change. The scaling has to change. They never did that, and this is one thing that Apple did very good with their tablet. They doesn't why people buy Apple tablet. It's just properly scaled. The UI on Android is not scaled. So Samsung could have done that so well. They were this close, but they're like, but what if we did not? Hmm. And there was no Neo support in Iraq. Iraq was fourth rated, man, not 22. 22, 22 rating of Ukraine and fourth rating. And again, who do you think provided tanks? Who do you think provided tanks to Iraq? Who do you think provided them? Hint, hint. There is a hint. Maybe it was Russia. Who gave them the air, air defense system? Hint, hint, just a hint. Think through, man. Uh, which incidents you are majorly looking at? I do not know. What about America? Yeah, they learned from it, and that's what I keep saying you. That's why I keep telling you. Every time they get bitch slapped, they become better. And because they openly say they got bitch slapped. Like, think in this way. America literally had a F-18, I think, Hornet. Hornet getting shot down by their Aegis system, their own system. Basically, they have a ship, air traffic controller miscommunication happened, and their boat fired a rocket into their own fighter jet. 5 minutes later, it's national news. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's like, how the heck this could happen? It's on the news. Russia does the same thing. First 8 months they deny. That's the difference. One person who is open and willingly to share, hey, we effed up. They are the scary one, not the person. We are super awesome. We are everything is awesome. Where we are just dying for no reason. And dude, they have not even sent like it's not even like one aircraft carrier worth thing. Like US is look all their output, compare that to one super carrier they have. They have 13 of them. One. They have not even given that many. And if you Russia cannot handle this little influx, they cannot handle NATO. I mean, like Poland alone would be like, bro, please give me a chance. In two world wars, I got annulled. Please give me a chance. Please, come on. Come on, bro. Come on. It's like think it through. And again, for 1 month, nobody was giving them one thing, not even anything. They lasted 1 month. Only then people are like, wait a minute, Russia is way too corrupt. That's when they lost majority of their aircraft assets. It's like, oh, the tires, which cheap Chinese tire, which they did not circulate, and it's like, okay, all the tires are failing. It's like, yeah, it was sun bleached. That 1 month decided their fate. Now again, they could win. They could easily win because same way in Chechnya, they fought for 8 years, destroyed their population, and they're like, "Oh, we have Chechnya." It's like, no, you do not. You're just paying a Chechnyan warlord to handle it. Basically, you paid a Chechnyan. And again, Ukraine literally showed that you can bleed, and now everybody's like, you can bleed. And again, look at NATO's point of view. NATO is like nobody's taking NATO seriously. It's bureaucracy with extra bureaucracy. It's like, oh, Russia is creating a hype that NATO is expanding into. No, nothing was happening after 2014, first time people seriously read why because they took annexed Crimea. After that, they are like, okay, we're gonna directly attack. The moment two nation directly joins it, now they are surrounded. Like you can keep describing however you want. The moment people do not agree with what say, oh, you do not know. It's like, then why are you asking? It's like again, that's why I zoom out. Time is the what you call the most what you call the best accuracy on that. Every time you say F sub is a flat out. It's like how the heck we have done? How the heck we have done? And Russia is like, no, everything is awesome, everything is perfect. It's like, yeah, that's the problem. You have hypersonic and you could not poof Zelensky. It's like, bruh, disappointing, bruh. And even if you do now, it will be like, bro, it took you 3 years. Uh, Arduino started building in Noida, India. Huh. Interesting. Although I don't think Arduino is that important right now. It's more of like ESP32 is the big deal. Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? Who's gonna carry the boats and logs? I don't know. Huh. Top three AI GPT according to you, I do not know. What is your favorite science fiction story, books, movie? Expanse was unique. Expanse was unique. Seriously, I want to settle Russia was like a streaming company makes money. Again, yeah, I could say. Why Americans so afraid of Cuba holding Soviet mission? Again, that's what you will not do the same thing. We did the same thing with Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was just hosting a boat from China, which is like, again, that's what they did. Hold on. Um, Again, when Sri Lankan government collapsed, China literally just took that port and they're like, okay, we're gonna put a military base here. India, 5 minutes later, is like, dude, take as much money as you want, but do not have a Chinese base there. We did the same thing with boats, and they were doing with ICBM with a nuclear warhead. And you have to understand, we do not have enough nukes as they had in that time. That time, like right now, nuclear stockpile is less than half of what it used to be. That time, they had enough nukes for every city. So yeah, I will do the same. And again, we did the same thing. India did the same thing to Sri Lanka. It's like, what are you expecting, man? Uh, Europe is shivering. Europe is rotting. Okay, they are not scared. They are rotting. They are different things. They are different things. Basically, they are so bloated, so corrupt. They are dying from inside, not from outside. They are two very different things. Yes, I also have bigger ball, much bigger than America, so the mature despite all the small countries around. Yeah, you can say that. You can say that. You can say that. How's your health? Yeah, it's much better. Hummer port, yeah, Hummer port in Sri Lanka. He only said he will not kill Zelensky. Yeah, 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 yeah. He was just sending missiles for like, a party gift. Not gonna kill him. It's like you can't kill him now. It's like because again, if he dies now, he will become a martyr. Now you cannot. Listen, books in early ages, how you choose books. Any book. See, first of all, you have to understand, you are not an all-knowing wise person, and no one else is. Books are like music. Either it resonates with you or does not resonate with you. So it's like you read any book. Like I cannot recommend you book. Just whatever, go to library. I like this book title, read it. Read it, finish it. That's the first recommend. You have to start reading the book and finish it. Then follow your dream. It's like it's your rhythm, it's your resonance. You have to like it. You have to enjoy it. That will be helpful. Not like, oh, he said this book will be helpful. No. Again, if you have some friend who knows, like how you think about how what you need, they could help you. Like in my case, my friend recommended that I should start with this psychology of money, and it was a good recommend. But again, that's a very close friend. He knew me enough where he understood this would be really helpful for me. So again, you may not have that, so start with anything that fancies you, anything. Starting currently, Mr. Movie is trending. Your thoughts on that? Irrelevant. Cuba holding Soviet missile was threat to America. Same Russia was afraid of Ukraine joining NATO. See, Israel PM. See, you already have your opinion. My opinion does not line up with you. Then why we are talking? Why we are talking? Because again, I told you, I'm very confident in my opinion because again, 3 years ago, I made the point that Russia bled. You can, if God believes, people stops to believing in it. And exact same thing is happening right now. Again, 3 year war with a tiny nation which does not even have one aircraft carrier, and you're gonna say that is like, it's we are doing this, we are trying to minimize this. Everything you are saying is only making it worse. And again, even if that, again, that's why I said only 100,000, that is 1 lakh soldier. If 1 lakh soldier died before having children, you're not gonna have a country much for much longer. And again, you're like, oh, they're still surviving. Yeah, it's a 30-year process. It's like you build a dam, it kills your river, but it's not a 5 minute process. It's like, oh, India built a dam, nothing happened, you are wrong. It's like that's not what happens. You build a dam, it takes 30 years. Then I was like, there used to be a river here. People forgot that they were the one who built the dam. The funny thing is, like, whenever I talk about dams, people are like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. The moment China built a dam for, in the river, there 5 minutes later, same people who are like, oh, you don't know what dams is like. China is doing this, we're gonna lose our river. I'm like, it's the same thing. It was Russia. If it was Russia versus NATO, yeah, they would be dead. They would be dead. You are talking about a country that barely has any air force versus NATO. Yeah, my boy, my boy. You can keep stretching as much as you want. You can keep stretching as much as you want. If you think this is NATO's power, and even a corrupt NATO will destroy it. And be mindful, both of these countries are stupendously strong. Stupendously strong. Ask what happened to Finland when Ukraine, basically this Soviet Union tried, I'm gonna anal you, and they're like, oh, please come, please try. Happened. Uh, I know Russia's gonna be is gone by TFR. I know Russia's gone. Some European countries have started impeachment at TV small scale. Where they will change the national level. Do you think it will save Europe from getting rot? I doubt it. It's too little, too late. But again, that's how antidote works. Somebody has brain that they are starting to use a what we call transferable vote system. So that's a good thing. They are doing it mayor level, and maybe that the moment you have a two-party system, it's barely a democracy. You have to have like three or four party system. If they can start doing that on low level, then good things could happen. But again, I have chances are low, but it could happen. You never know. But again, if I were a betting man, I would not bet. Uh, Sometimes you behave like, see, whenever I say something you disagree with, you will say the same thing. Oh, you talk like this and all that. Again, I do not talk in terms of basically what I feel like. I talk in terms of mathematics, in terms of predictability. Things that I have predicted have come true. And you're like, okay, blah, 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 I do not believe it. It's like, who cares? At this point, who cares? Some people like anytime. It's like you are not very smart. It's like anybody disagrees with you, you are like, oh, you talking like this and all that. It's like that's not a point. If you are not willing to entertain someone else's idea, don't talk. As simple as that. Don't talk. And my point has been known. It's like on YouTube videos for months. I've been saying the same, not months, years at this point in time. I've been saying the same thing. Again, that's why I keep saying that people reminding people it took 8 years to handle Chechnya. Why do you are expecting Ukraine to happen anytime soon? I believe in you. The best advice you took from Jeff Bezos. Not advice, not advice. Jeff Bezos is like a scary. Jeff Bezos is very scary to me. Jeff Bezos is scary. It's like he understands money on a different level. Like he's playing game on a different level that I cannot even comprehend. Oh, damn, it's 1 hour. Anyway, it was a nice, interesting stream. Oh, 20 concurrent views. That was good. So I will see you guys next week. Hopefully I could travel and train ticket would be confirmed, but we'll see you. Bye.